Okay, let me share it. Now we're going to share it. Now we're going to do the thing, the countdown. Here we go. Hello, everybody. Of course, I'm Doc G, and this is my show, Doc G Presents. This is also sponsored by aBlaze Entertainment, and we have aBlaze Entertainment, one of our clients here, ALEXIS MARRERO. But before we get to you, Alexis, I want to give a shout out to all the people listening to us on the Roku, the Fire Stick, Live 365, the apps, and also Alexa and Google devices, plus Facebook, YouTube, and other areas. I want to welcome ALEXIS MARRERO, musician, artist, and everything else to the show. Welcome, Alexis.
Thank you. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good. It's nice to be back.
Oh, listen, it's nice to have you back. Me and Alexis did a show maybe a couple months ago. Mm-hmm. And we went through a little bit of stuff. We're going to recap a little bit of that stuff. So, Alexis, so give us a little idea how you got started in the music business.
Yes. So my story is a little bit funny, actually. I'd always wanted to be a singer since I was a young child, but I was really big on posting covers on my Instagram. And I actually had a music Instagram, and I would post the covers on there. And one day I got recognized by a talent scout, and she connected me to a producer out in Nashville. His name is Shannon MacArthur. And my journey started there about 8.5 years ago now. It's crazy to think back on that, but I'm super blessed because the journey I've been on since then has been incredible.
Oh yeah, and you have been on a real weird, a long ride, and not yes. a long ride, but it's just a crazy ride.
Most certainly.
Yeah, so take me through some of your music compositions. How do you write them? Who writes them with you? And some of your bands and stuff like that, and maybe what instruments you play.
Yeah, so over the years, I've written kind of in several formats. I've written to tracks. Sometimes I'll write to a guitar idea that I'll have. I'll kind of come up with something, just chords, and then I'll write there. Or I have written a cappella, which might sound a little funny, but I've done that. I've also written with co-writers and written with my bandmates as well. So I've kind of done a lot of different processes, and I'm open to kind of any and all, whatever is inspiring me the most that day.
It's interesting that a musician, we wear so many hats, a lot of us do, and we want to get the music out there, which is what we really want. But sometimes we have to jump through a lot of hoops.
Yes.
On Spotify, one of my friends just said that he had over 1 million streams on Spotify, and I think he got $20.
Yes, it's crazy, actually.
1 million streams. You would think that would be at least maybe a few hundred or 1,000 or more.
It should. I'm pretty sure it should be, actually. But it's hard to say nowadays with the streaming payouts.
And I think a lot of it is because the way the structures is set to pay out the musicians.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. So take us through one of your songs. What, like the writing of it, and maybe a little bit of the lyrics within the song, if you can remember some. You don't have to sing any.
Sure. Yeah. Let me. What song do I want to kind of break down?
Maybe one of your recent ones.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was just about to say. I guess we can kind of do the breakdown of my latest single. It's called "I'm Not Fallen," and it's a breakup song, which is not unfamiliar territory for me. I don't know why. That's my bread and butter as an artist. But anyways, "I'm Not Fallen" is co-written by me and Maximilian Polidori. He did kind of the chords and everything, and I wrote all the lyrics and melodies. And the song is a narrative about a toxic relationship, but in this case, you're ready to walk away, and it's really hard, but you finally are at the point where you tell yourself that you're not going to fall for it anymore. So, for example, in the story, I kind of talk about like getting rid of the memories. I say toss our pictures in some gas because I'm never coming back. And that's a big part of the storyline, is like kind of like learning to walk away and letting go. And the whole chorus just continues to be almost a conversation between myself and the other person. It's like, I'm done. I'm not falling. It's like, get out of my head. No time for regret anymore. I'm not falling for you tonight. And it's really just about letting go and honestly staying strong in that. Because some people will walk away and then they'll come back. But this tale is about just staying true to that and prioritizing you.
No, I like the way it's the way you structured it.
Thank you.
I like the way the music is sound. Any questions out there from anybody that want to ask Alexa anything? Alexis, I'm sorry. So where are you performing at down where you're located?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of performing all over. I actually just got home from a 2-week run. I was in Los Angeles playing the Whiskey A Go Go and Rainbow Bar and Grill.
Yeah.
And then I came home for 3 days and went to Florida to play the Florida Strawberry Festival. So I just got home from that. And I'm set to be playing at my corner bar here in Cleveland, Ohio on March 22nd. So that's my next show. So I'm kind of traveling all over the place right now.
What was the Strawberry Festival like? Did it have like other artists in it as well?
Yes, there was a couple different stages. But there was like headliners, like the Beach Boys played right before us on a different stage. But there was some very big acts there. And then there was other acts on my stage. It was a very cool experience. I've never gone. It is very big though. I did not expect it to be so large. We were like trying to figure out where the stage was, and the festival was huge. We were like ping ponging all over trying to find.
I'm gonna ask a stupid question. Was there any strawberries there?
Oh yeah. There was like a lot of strawberry related things. There was like kind of like other like fair foods, if you will. But there was a lot of strawberry related things.
Yeah, because it's funny. I've been to festivals and a lot of them don't actually live up to the theme. They don't have. Because I would ask, so it's this kind of festival. Why wouldn't you have? Well, we didn't design the festival, so we don't know. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. There was like strawberry like drinks, and I didn't go too far around the festival, so I didn't see everything. So I'm assuming there was much more, but it was really cool.
So did you hand out CDs? Did you hand out download cards or anything as far as when people heard you?
So I actually have a banner that I put on stage with me, and it has a QR code, so you can scan it while I'm on stage and connect with me right there and then.
Okay, but what if people don't do that?
They'll have to find me. Sometimes I do have postcards on me, but I forgot them with me, unfortunately.
You musicians, I have to tell you, you're so bad at promoting yourself. I mean, listen, you got to cover every aspect. You have
definitely
CDs, maybe 10 CDs. If you do all 10 CDs, then you write down their name, their email, maybe their address, and you can send them a complimentary CD. Or you have a friend or a person that might want to find out more about you if you have a newsletter. All the little things that you do build up your fan base.
Absolutely. Yes. I didn't bring those, but I did bring some t-shirts on me, and I always like to throw those out.
That's good.
As well.
That's good.
Yes. So I was throwing out a few t-shirts as well as my QR code being displayed. I typically bring postcards, but in the shuffle of being home for 3 days, we kind of fell by the wayside there. But yeah, I do believe it's really important to promote yourself. So I always make sure there's something on stage with me that can have people connect with me immediately, or else they won't know your name.
Right. And that's the other thing too. I don't want everybody to rely on digital technology, because if you're like my daughter that just turned 31 a day ago, her phone is all filled up. She can't even take pictures with it. So it's like, don't rely on people, because they don't really realize when they're at an event or something like that. It's
Totally.
and then you have people that will just like take picture after picture after picture after picture and post it. That's wonderful. That's who you want in your fan base. But you want everybody in your fan base, really.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah. So have you ever played any other instruments?
Yes, I actually taught myself to play ukulele when I was 15.
Oh,
So a lot of my covers back then, when I was talking about how I got discovered, were on ukulele. I taught myself a little bit of guitar as well, and then I took some guitar lessons with one of my mentors out here. His name is Freddie DeMarco. But I had like a lot of lessons going on at the time between voice, choreography. So I kind of haven't had much time for that. But I do know a little bit of guitar, enough to be able to write songs on it. I don't typically play it live. Sometimes you might catch me with a tambourine live, though.
And I want you to explain for our listeners and viewers, what's the difference between a guitar and a ukulele? I know it's smaller, but there's also a different structure of the way you play it, right?
Totally, yeah. So it's been a long time since I played it, but I can't remember exactly. But even like the strings, first off, the strings are actually different. They're like nylon, but the tuning is different. So it's not the tuning of a guitar. Whereas like a bass, which I also have a bass that I've kind of tried to teach myself a little bit on. It's just basically part of a guitar tuned down. The ukulele has a totally different tuning. So it's much smaller. I'd say it's much easier to play because the chords are a lot easier to get your hands around, as long as you can get them around these little tiny frets. But they're very different instruments. I think it's easy to confuse them for sure.
George Harrison from the Beatles said he loved playing the ukulele the best because he could take it everywhere. It wasn't it wasn't huge, and he didn't have to, he didn't have to rent a room just for the guitar.
Totally. Yeah. It's like a little personal item you can just bring.
Yes. So some of your new songs coming out. So tell me some of the new songs that are going to be coming out within the next 6 months or a year.
Yeah, so I just dropped my latest single, I'm Not Fallen, that we talked about. And I can't really say what's next. I have
so many songs. That's fine.
I have so many songs to go through that there's some decisions to be kind of narrowed down on. But we can definitely expect a new single from me by June. So I'm super excited. There's a lot of songs kind of that I worked on. I actually recorded like 7 songs in January. I spent my entire January in the recording studio between here and Nashville. So it was a very busy month, but I'm super excited for my next single. And I'm really enjoying having my latest single out now. It's kind of different for me. I'm Not Fallen. It has almost like a little bit of a country flair, but I love it. I think it's a really nice song to add to my repertoire, and very excited that it's out.
See, that's what I like about you too. You're very, very dedicated. And I'm not saying other musicians aren't, but you are. So you are strictly dedicated to your craft and what you want to do, and I love that about you.
Thank you. Yes, it's it's been a long journey, and I'm still on it. So I work hard to make sure that I am doing everything that I can as an artist. I think it's a difficult field to navigate for sure. So I appreciate you saying that.
Oh no, you're welcome. Yeah. Are you thinking about doing any thing for movies or TV streaming? I have a lot of friends that are doing that now.
I actually started shooting my first ever acting role.
There you go.
Yes, I'm going to be on Sangra Negra, season 2. So if you guys want to check it out, on Amazon right now.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to be a part of it. I started shooting it last July, and then I'll be doing some more shooting when I go back out to LA next time.
Thank you for sharing that with us. So we'll see you as a character actress.
Yes, you will see me as a character. Very excited.
Oh, that's good. And maybe they'll put some of your music in there too.
Yes. Yes, we could stay on the lookout for that.
Right. And there you go. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I tell musicians all the time, it doesn't matter what way you get in, as long as you get it in and people get heard.
Yes. I've seen it with a lot of people, like Sabrina Carpenter, for example, she was on acting. I've been a fan of hers since 2014, just from seeing her on TV and to see her finally doing, her music, and it's incredible. So I totally agree with you. It's all the arts. You know what I mean?
Right, it is. It's all immersed together. So, who's your favorite? Who's your influence as far as music, and who's your favorite musician? It might be the same person.
My influence would probably be, I think the biggest influence that's made me switch to pop rock music, because before I was just doing pop and trying different blends with different genres, was Miley Cyrus during her Plastic Hearts era, if you're familiar with it.
Hmm.
That album really changed me, as an artist, and I'd say she's my biggest. I also think Paramore's a big influence for me. I love their music. But my favorite musician is it's a band, Greta Van Fleet, actually.
Oh, the Led Zeppelin sounded like band.
Yes,
That's what everybody else says. Yeah, I know. I'm familiar with them.
they do sound like Led Zeppelin, but that really made me reignite my love of rock, actually. And I've gone on a deep dive rabbit hole since I discovered them a few years ago.
Oh, it's very cool. Very
um,
cool. I love the fact that you embrace classic rock.
oh, I love classic rock. I'll be honest, I don't listen to much past the 90s. Listen to a little bit of modern, but not much.
It's funny. I was on TikTok last night, and I was playing a lot of music. I play for people that listen on TikTok,
Totally.
and I get requests from them, and then I play them, and they said that I did like one lady. I did like 10 requests, and she said by the end of the night, she said, "Oh my God, I gotta listen to this station." And then I told her where to tune in. She says, "Oh my God!" And then she emailed me today or texted me today, and she said, "Wow, I can't believe the amount of music you played all day and all night. Just it's amazing. It's just like stuff I haven't heard in 20, 30 years, and then some of the new stuff from a lot of the bands, and then also new artists like you that are on there.
Yeah, that's awesome. Wow.
That's kind of how we weave each other in type of thing. And then
Oh,
I got some new songs on there too, so I throw them in too. They say, "Oh, who's that new artist?" I said, "Well, that's me, 40 years in the making."
that's incredible. Wow.
Well, it's funny. I think we had this conversation before, but I'll just tell you a little bit about it. It's about AI. If it
Yes.
wasn't for AI, and a friend reached out to me and said, "Hey, try AI." I said, "Nah, I don't want to do AI. I've heard a lot of bad things about it." No, try AI. He says, I'm telling you, if you produce it the way you want, you use your voice and have AI perform the song. He said, it'll be amazing. You just tell them what you want. And I did. And a couple songs really came out really nice. And, it's about trial and error, just like music.
Mm.
The more you try it and you don't give up, the better you get at it.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's
Just
awesome.
cool. Yeah, just cool. So again, with your music and you got stuff going on acting, so a lot of the stuff that you're doing, and what's your advice to other musicians out there that are starting out? That's what I wanted to ask you.
Oh yeah. I think it kind of sounds cheesy, I will say, but I think just like never giving up, because for me, like we've talked about, I've been doing this for 8.5 years now. It's hard to know the exact time. But there was many of times where my mom and I almost walked away from this. There was experiences that made me question my love of music, at least to that level. And I kept going. There was people that inspired me that were in my team that were like, you know what, if this is something you truly love, keep going. If you don't, it's okay. You walk away. You've done everything that you could do, and be proud of that. But if you still love it, keep going. And I think that never giving up is like probably the biggest piece of advice, because here I am today, still doing what I love. I feel like I'm progressing so much and I've grown so much and I've found myself as an artist. And I think that if you truly believe in your passion and keep going, great things can happen. Because a lot of times it can take 10 years. A lot of artists now that are blowing up, they're new artists to the world, but they've been around for a long time and never gave up. So I think that's probably the best advice I can give. While it might sound corny, it is true.
And I have to add to that too. It's not only just the giving up; it's also listening to family and friends. The supporters that you have are the most important people in your life because they're the ones that keep you going. Um, if I just gave up years ago, I kind of gave up, but there's always that burning inside of you. You're like, wait, I think I want to try this one more time. I want to just give it one more shot, before they close the lid on my life and my career and whatever. But you never know. You really never know. And everything in music, as from what I understand, when they produce the song to when the song is actually written, a
Mhm.
lot of it is accidents. The accidents are actually the ones that end up being the hits.
It's kind of true though. You're so right.
I never expected. I mean, I've heard some of my good friends say this, and some people that have been in music for a long time, and people that you would know by the name. But when they talk about these stories, and it's like, wow, I never knew that. You just think everything is like set up this way, bang, 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 and no, this guy didn't bring this. This guy didn't bring this, so he went that way, and that made the song a better hit because it had a different intro. It's like, wow, I would have never thought of that.
Oh yeah, the stories. Even myself, I could share. It's crazy, but it is true, and I think music is ever evolving. So we should be adaptable and evolve with it.
Exactly. It adapt and evolve. I love, and that's actually something that I think a person wrote for me, or not wrote for me, but I heard that they wrote that song,
Wow,
adapt and evolve. Yeah.
it's incredible.
Yeah. It's important. So let me see. We got about 7 minutes left. So Alexis, so when you're with aBlaze Entertainment, are they doing anything with you this year coming up?
Yeah, I mean, we just did the Strawberry Festival, and there's lots more going on. A lot of behind the scenes that people wouldn't know. I'm very grateful to aBlaze, actually. I've been working with them for over 2 years now. They've totally changed my life. Shout out to Paula and the rest of the team at aBlaze.
Absolutely. Shout out. Yes.
Truly incredible work they do. And a lot of their work, while I always acknowledge it, it's like people don't know what they're actually doing behind the scenes. And I'm incredibly grateful. I feel like I'm a totally different artist since meeting aBlaze.
Oh yeah, I want to give a shout out to my good friend Chance McFadden, who was with a bunch of the early '60s bands, the Wrecking Crew and stuff like that. He has FortMadisonGuitars.com, people, and I think every month, every 2 months, we're auctioning off some of his guitars. That he has tons of guitars, and if people want new guitars or just guitars that have been, been used by some of them great, great, great people over the years. We have entries. It's like $5 an entry, and wow, it's we got rid of one guitar last month, and I think we got another guitar going this month. So it's really exciting because he's a good friend of mine, and he's a great musician, and he has all these guitars and amps and things like that. So people in Iowa and all over the world, if you need something and you don't want to buy it from Amazon, get it from somebody that knows music, and he does. He really does. And he's a good friend of mine. So I'm glad to have him as a sponsor. So Alexis, we have in about 5 more minutes. Thanks again to Paula for you being here. Is there anything else you want to say to your fan base out there or other people? We'll give you all your social networks, let them know where they can buy your new music, hear your new music. Make sure I get your new music when I send you an email. So send it right back to me because my other email got hacked. So I haven't even been able
No.
to use that. Yes.
Oh, that's the worst. I've been through that.
Yes.
That's a miserable
It is a pain.
It is the biggest pain. I remember I had to not fight with Google, but I remember it was like a 2-day process with Google to get my account back. So I completely understand. Yes, I definitely will. But you all can check me out at official Alexis Marrero on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all the good stuff. My name on my streaming services is my name, Alexis Marrero. You can check me out on all major streaming services. stay tuned. I have a music video for I'm Not Falling coming out very soon. The release date will be announced soon, but stay tuned. I have lots of shows coming up, new music in store, and lots of exciting announcements. I cannot wait. Also, Sangra Negra. Stay tuned. I think the second half of season 1 is coming out soon. I don't know the exact date, but stay tuned for that. And yes, Alexis Marrero. You can check me out on everywhere. My bio on all my social media has links to all my social medias or my songs, music videos, all that. So you can check that out as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Alexis, for being here. I appreciate it. I want to give a shout out to Senny. She's a doctor. She said, "Great show, Doc and Alexis." I thank you. Appreciate that. And everybody else out there listening and be a part of this. We want to thank you for that as well. And enjoying Alexis Marrero. She her music will be also available on HamiltonRadio.net. Alexa will be on Hamilton Radio Oldies on Alexa and Google devices, also Fire Stick, Roku, and a bunch of other places. So I want to thank you for that and thank all the people listening, all the people viewing the show, and we'll be definitely sending it to you. So everybody share this show. That's how important it is. Share this show for this young lady that is going to be a great actress, and she's got a new career starting, and her music will be heard everywhere. We wish her a lot of luck and Godspeed.
Thank you so much, Doc. It was great to see you again.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.